Taxes affects your take-home pay. I see a lot of nurses comparing hourly rates, but in reality, that's not the only basis. You could have a higher hourly rate than your friend from another state, but you could still bring home less money compared to that friend. That's the reality here. Your take-home pay depends on your location or your state. I use the ADP paycheck calculator to compare my take-home pay. For example, I'm gonna get $42 an hour in different states. ADP is not completely accurate. It still depends on your payroll team, but it's gonna give you a fairly good estimate. So let's start with New Jersey since I'm still here. If I'm gonna get paid $42 an hour, my weekly take-home pay is going to be this amount. $1,253.63. Bakit mababa? Well, aside from the usual federal, social, and Medicare, we also pay for NJ state income tax, the SDI or state disability insurance, the FLI or the family leave insurance, and the SUI or the state unemployment insurance. Not every state have that. So, sa amin, ang dami, di ba? Mataas pa yung cost of living dito. And then now let's go to Nevada, since I'm gonna move there. If they will pay me $42 an hour, my take-home pay is gonna be $1,343.15. Bakit? No state tax. People just pay for federal, social, and Medicare. That's it. Laki ng difference, di ba? Winner. And since everybody wants to go to California, let's include that as well. Of course, as a nurse in California, you won't get paid $42 an hour, right? It's more like double. But for comparison, let's still use the same rate. So after all the taxes, your take-home pay is only going to be $1,235.17. Because other than paying for the federal Social Security and Medicare, you would also gonna pay for the California state income tax. You're also gonna pay for the state disability insurance. Wala naman silang FLI. Pero ba't ang laki-laki, di ba? Cali, why? Tapos, kamusta naman yung cost of living? Kaya pala ang taas ng rate nila no? Ang laki rin ng tax. Now, let's include Missouri since I've just been there a couple of weeks ago. For $42 an hour, your take-home pay is going to be $1,281.54. That's not much of a difference compared to New Jersey. They're paying for federal, Social Security, and Medicare, and they have a low state tax. Pero syempre, sa cost of living, Missouri is better than New Jersey. A 2-bedroom house rent for $800 per month. You can't find that in New Jersey. More like double that amount, even triple. Let's also include Washington State since I have a friend over there. If you're gonna get paid $42 an hour, you also pay for the paid family leave, paid medical leave, Washington Cares. Washington Cares, you have Medicare, meron pang Washington Cares. Wow. So your take home is going to be $1,322.36. Wow. Compared to Missouri and New Jersey, California, that's way better. Pero panalo pa rin ang Nevada. However, if you compare all the states sa annual pay mo, things are gonna be different. Try nyo rin para makita nyo yung difference. Yeah. Taxes or your tax deductions affects your take-home pay.